Okay, let's get into Kojima. I have here on my little rundown, it just says Kojima, and then the next line is letter of intent, and that's the story. Hideo Kojima and Microsoft have signed a letter of intent. This is new. This is what I'm bringing to the show. I've talked about this story a lot. They have moved to what is basically a key milestone in the negotiations between the two parties to ensure this deal gets done. The letter of intent basically says both sides in good faith are going to see this through as long as the certain criteria is met. But that criteria is basically pretty basic stuff, and now the lawyers on each side are just hashing out the details. I think that this is something that probably will get officially closed and announced by the end of the year. But things, I think this is going to be a pretty big move for Microsoft. And what does that mean? I don't know anything about whether or not Microsoft's going to invest money directly in Kojima Productions. I think that's maybe on the table. There's some weirdness there because Japan is weird for any Western company trying to come and invest in Japan. It's challenging. But I think there's a possibility that they might figure it out in this instance. At the very least, though, the publishing deal would be for Kojima and Kojima Productions to come in and make a new cloud-based video game. What is that game? I don't know. I don't know. Nobody knows. I've asked around a couple of places, and the first answer everyone gives is no one knows, and most people don't believe Kojima even fully knows at this point. I think that's funny, but also that's not the point. The point isn't to, Kojima has this really good idea, the specific idea that we want to greenlight. It's not about that. It is about enabling Kojima to do something with the technology that Microsoft has, and Microsoft wants to see this through, and that Kim Swift, and I've reported this separately on GamesBeat, that when they hired Kim Swift, I had heard that hire was specifically about ensuring that Kojima would have someone to work with to figure out the cloud and be able to make this game a reality. So they're putting the pieces into place. Everyone seems to believe the deal will go through, and the letter of intent makes it very unlikely that the deal is going to fall apart at this point. Still could, but the letter of intent like I said, a key milestone in ensuring that this thing becomes a reality. What does that mean for Kojima working with PlayStation, right? That's the thing that I think a lot of fans, especially PlayStation fans or Kojima fans, a lot of times those are one and the same. They worry what does this mean for that? I don't think it would necessarily it would not prohibit Kojima from working with PlayStation. Microsoft would not have a non-compete clause or something in this deal, at least as far as I understand it. And, we know for a fact that right now Kojima is still working with PlayStation on Death Stranding Director's Cut right now at this moment. Now, is that something he wouldn't be able to do after he signs this deal? I personally still don't think so. And from what I understand, from what I've heard, if he wanted to go make other deals with other companies and expand his team, and I think as long as he was meeting, the key milestone markers, again, I'm using that word too much, key milestone markers for production with Microsoft is not going to stop him from doing that. So he would always be free to go ahead and do a weird conspiracy theory with, a Netherlands studio in Amsterdam, abandoned. What was that? Sorry, I shouldn't even brought it up. Okay.